Hello guys, welcome to Avi's Academy. In our previous video, we had a discussion on cost of carry model and how that model is act as a base for the valuation of forwards and futures contracts. Today we are going with the same concept of valuation of forwards and futures, especially we are dealing with the valuation of investment assets, or simply put, financial securities on which forwards or futures contracts available in the market. So we are dealing with three scenarios here. What are those scenarios? Let us see now. Let's see what are these three scenarios. Our scenario 1 is securities providing no income. So this is a situation where the security which you are having does not pay any income or dividend or interest during the period of holding. The best example for such securities is your zero coupon bond. Zero coupon bond, once you purchase, you're not going to get any interest out of it during the period of holding. You will get the maturity amount plus the interest at the time of its redemption or maturity. So similarly, if you have to consider an equity share ka situation, let us assume you have an equity share and during the period of its holding, if that equity share does not give you any dividend, then if you want to value a forward contracts on that underlying asset or equity share, then this is the situation or scenario you have to apply. How to apply that we are going to see in this video through an illustration. Our second scenario is securities providing no income. So here, as word indicates, no income, you know for certain that during the period of holding, you're going to get a fixed amount of income from the security. So if that is the case, how can we value? So usually preferentials, we know that we are going to get a fixed income in the dividend. But do we have a forward or fixed contract of dividend? No. But if you are applying to the situation of equity share, what happens here is once you purchase an equity share, you know during the period of time you are going to get a fixed rupee dividend. So if that is the case, if you want to value a forward or futures contract on that underlying asset, then this is the second scenario which you have to apply. The third scenario is securities providing known yield. So now yield usually is in percentage, which means that you are going to get income in percentage, maybe dividend or maybe interest. For example, Infosys, let us assume Infosys is going to declare a dividend of 5%, and this is obtained during the period of the holding of the share. So in such situation, if you want to value a forward or futures contract on Infosys, this third situation or third variation you have to apply of the base model and find the value of forwards or futures. So these are the three situations we are dealing with in the case of financial securities or financial asset or investment asset. Moving on with our first illustration on the first situation, which is securities providing no income. Before we jump into our illustration, let us see our scenario 1, which is securities providing no income, wherein the underlying asset is not going to give any income in the form of interest or dividend during the period of holding. In that case, value of forward, which is F naught, is equal to S naught, that indicates the underlying asset price now, current asset price now, into e to the power r. As discussed, we are going to use continuously compounded rate of return for our calculation of interest, and therefore we are relying on exponential value of r, and this will be hold, this securities we are going to hold for a certain period of time, that is usually the forward period, which is t, and this s naught into e to the power rt will give us the value of forward contract when securities does not provide any income or no income or related information is given in the question. In this background, let us move on for towards our illustration to see how to calculate the value of the forward contract. And this is our illustration. So where they have said Mr. Ramesh purchased a 3-month forward contract to buy a zero coupon bond that will mature 1 year from today. The current price of the bond is rupees 1,500. The risk-free rate of return compounded continuously is 8% per annum. Find the value of above forward contract. So this is the question. Now, we know this is our first scenario. But if in case when question is given like this, you have to decide which scenario to apply. So what you are supposed to do under that situation is first you need to look for numerical information given in the question. So if you see here, you have first numerical information 3-month forward contract. Then they said zero coupon bond. This is just the underlying asset. And then they said that will mature 1 year from today. You have 1 year again. Then current price of the bond rupees 1,500. This is the third information numerical. And then you have risk-free rate of return, which is 8% per annum. So you have 4 numerical information. If you see this information, there is no information with respect to income in the form of dividend or interest. So this is an indication this underlying asset is not going to give any income during the period of holding. So on that basis, we are applying the first scenario, which is securities providing no income, and the model is F naught is equal to S naught into e to the power RT. So this will give us the value of zero coupon bond forward contract, 3-month forward contract. Now I have to look for the information which is S naught, R and T in the question. Now S naught, we know it is the value of the underlying asset, the price of the underlying asset. The underlying asset here is zero coupon bond and its price is given here. The current price of the bond is rupees 1,500. So this is the value which we need and we have to substitute with S naught, that is rupees 1,500. Next value is R, which is risk-free rate of return compounded continuously. There is no additional clue you need because it is straightforward, that is 8% given there, but only thing is we take that 8% in decimal terms, therefore the value is 8 by 100, which is 0.08. Next we need T. Now if you look for T, you have two T's here, I mean to say 2 time period, 3-month forward contract and 1 year, this is of the zero coupon bond, maturity period of zero coupon bond. Now the question is which one you have to take. Since we are valuing the forward, we need not take the period of the underlying asset. We have to consider that of the forward contract, which is 3 month, and therefore our T value is 3 month. We have to express that in years, therefore 3 month will be 3 divided by 12. So these are the 3 information which we need to calculate the value of this 3-month zero coupon bond contract, and let us substitute these information with our equation. That will be 1,500 into e to the power 0.08 into 3 by 12. Now what I have to do is I have to multiply those power components with 0.08 into 3 by 12, that will be equal to 0.02. Now here you got e to the power 0.02. Now how to find out this value? So to find the value of exponential value of 0.02, either you can look into the log book or there is a separate table of exponential value that may be served during your examination time, and that looks like this. So which will contain 3 values, which is natural logs, usually used for option pricing in this subject, and then e to the power x, that is exponential value of positive x, and exponential value of minus x, that is negative x. So now I have to look for e to the power 0.02, which is positive in the table. So that is here 0.02 and the corresponding value. So before discussing about that, let me give a hint about what is e to the power positive x and e to the power negative x. E to the power positive x indicates future value, whereas e to the power negative x indicates present value. You have learnt about future value and present value and the time value of money concept. The same concept is applied here. Only difference is there you are using annual compounded rate of return, but here we are using secondly or continuously compounded rate of return. So now I need e to the power positive x, that is 0.02, and the value is 1.02020, and this value will be substituted here, and therefore the value of 3-month zero coupon bond forward contract is rupees 1,530.3. So this is how you need to calculate the value of a forward contract under first scenario. So thank you for watching the video.